Hey, Stone DC here. Where's DC? Just a minute. I'm gonna take his place. Okay, let's move this and fix this up a little bit. Hey, hi there, YouTubers. Stone DC here. I saw the DC was away, and man, I thought I'd come and say hello. Peace and love, YouTubers. I heard DC. Was that a bit earlier? Yeah. I was smoking something, not quite certain, but he was talking about global something, global warming, global heating, something like that. Something from some chick called SpookyU, or something like that. SpookyUniversity? Yeah, I guess that was it. Anyway, DC had to leave for a moment, so I thought that I'd hack his channel. Yeah, I might have had something, but that doesn't mean I can't say anything. Okay, let me start. What is this thing about global warming? Let me start by telling you a little story. Yeah, I was in a Chinese restaurant the other day, and I got one of those Chinese cookies. And that Chinese cookie said something really funny. It said a bird doesn't sing because he's got the answer. A bird sings because he knows the song. Kinda strange. What's that got to do with global warming? I don't know. Maybe we'll find out. I'll tell you another little story. There's a story about a gnat. A really interesting little bug. And he thought that he was so good that he could go and install himself into an elephant's ear and live there. So he went in that elephant's ear and lived there for a long time. And he had a lot of big family and everything. And when his family was full and gone, he decided to go away. Well, he said, I'm going to tell that elephant that I'm going away. He'll be very sad. So he yelled as loud as he could, and as loud as he could, and one moment that elephant thought he understood something. And he said, hey, I'm the gnat that's been living in your ear for years. And I'm going away. And don't you feel sad? And that elephant, he let out a bit of a roar. And that roar was to say, well, I care about as much when you leave as when you came. Now, what does that all have to do with global warming? Well, the thing is that a lot of us don't know much about global warming, and we make up as if we know all the answers. Well, most of us don't. And actually, most of the scientists don't either. You know, the media likes to make believe that global warming is a really big problem, and I think it is actually up to a point. DC told me in Switzerland that he went to see those glaciers. I can't go up there, I'm too stoned usually, and I get sick in the air. But he said those glaciers are really shrunken since he's in Switzerland. On the other hand, does that mean that the global warming, global house is on? I don't know. It could have happened. But maybe it's just something that's just happening now. I mean, you know, this is Al Gore a lot. You catch it? Haha, this is Stone DC joke. Very gory. Al Gore. Okay, I see, didn't get it. But, is he a scientist? You know, in the last few years, the ice math, especially this year, has almost grown back to what it was in the North Pole. Does that mean that global warming's over? Gee, I don't know. What I do know, though, is that many, many years ago, people used to make a lot of money with fossil fuels and all that. But if we don't have control on fossil fuels, how are we going to make any money? That's dangerous. So, could it be that there's a conspiracy? That sounds like something for Spooky U. If there's a conspiracy, man, oh man, does that mean that I can't smoke anymore? No, I'll have to smoke green cigarettes. Because if everything goes green, and green becomes big business, then I'll be able to make a lot of money again. Could that be it? Is that the song that the bird wants to sing? Make money? Sounds like damned if you do, damned if you don't. Rich if you do, rich if you don't. Depends where it is. What about global warming? Do we really know about it? Some people say yes, and still some say no. Some guys want to make us believe that if we don't do something in the next few years, we're all going to die. And the best thing not to die is to reduce the world's population by 1/2. I'm a bit confused there. Doesn't that mean that 50% of the people would have to die? Doesn't really matter, does it? Because if 50% died, maybe the world wouldn't heat up anymore. Actually, I read something the other day really funny. I was rolling up some paper. I thought it was actually for a joint. And it said that years ago, when there was a lot of coal heating and everything, the atmosphere was so dirty all over the world that the sun rays got through less and there was less global warming. That means that pollution was actually helping us? I'm getting more and more confused. I hope DC's not coming before long, because I'm taking up his time. What do you think? Is global warming a scam, or is it true? Jay, I wonder. Maybe it's a good reason to go smoke a bit, get stoned, and forget about global warming. And just think about nice things. You know, nice things like, like you guys. Yeah, I'm really nice, aren't I? No, I'm not really that nice. I'm stoned. And if DC caught me here, he'd be really annoyed. He'd say, "What are you doing there, Stone DC?" But don't worry about it. Stone DC won't be here all the time. No, because if global warming comes, maybe I'll be one of those 50% that they'll cull away from the earth and get rid of us. And then, oh, I know what we can do. You can start paying now. I'll give you, send a mail to my cousin DC and start paying for carbon offsets so that I can stop smoking. You can actually also pay for a few carbon offsets that I and all the cows in the world will stop farting. Well, actually, we'll have to get rid of the cows to get them to stop farting. But if you send me enough money, maybe I'll stop smoking. Remember, carbon offsets. That's the way to stop global warming. You pay them to somebody, and he tells you that he's going to tell somebody else's cousin to stop. Well, this cousin has to stop because he's looked at the time. So, this is Stone DC saying bye-bye, bye-bye, and to another Spooky U.